stay in bed. I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all.
What's up, everybody? Bob here from your virtual upline, and welcome to session number 1 of our free 3-day workshop where we're going to teach you how to revive and to monetize your VIP customer group. So if you are someone that's watching this today that has a Facebook group that you are trying to use to grow your business, no matter what that might mean to you, you might have a group that's kind of on life support and dead, and you're wondering whether you should even be focusing on it anymore. Some of you may have completely given up on the group, or there may be some of you that are here today that have a group that has grown, and you do have stuff happening. But when you compare the amount of time and effort that you've put into the group based off of what you've actually gotten out of it in the way of results, you know there's a lot of opportunity there for you. And then maybe a third person that is wondering, is a Facebook group something that I should be focusing on? Well, we're going to help you answer that question today, but I am here to tell you the answer is absolutely yes. I think that Facebook groups are one of the most powerful and important business building tools that you could have in your arsenal today. But the reality is most people that have groups, they struggle with them, and they put in a lot of time for not a lot of results. And over the next 3 days, I'm going to explain to you why, with the right strategy and with the right approach. You are, some of you, days away, weeks away, no more than 30 days away from completely transforming your group and turning it into a money-making machine for your business. So that's what we want to be able to teach you to do. Now, I want to give you a heads up. If you're watching this over on Instagram, as I know many of you are, we made the decision yesterday that we were going to stream the first session on Instagram. So thanks for hanging out with us. I do want to just give you a quick heads up. Sessions number 2 and sessions number 3, which I'll explain to you what we're going to be going over, are actually going to be happening inside of our Facebook group, which is where the majority of you are watching this today that have registered. And so if you are interested in grabbing your spot, it's a free workshop. All you have to do is comment workshop, just comment the word workshop over on Instagram, and we'll send you the link and you can get yourself registered. But feel free to hang out with us on Instagram today and you can watch here. But let's go ahead and let's kind of get into what it is that I want to chat with you about today, because I've got a lot of stuff planned for you. This is going to be an informational, action-packed session. So when I think of groups, here are some of the biggest challenges that we hear from our clients and our students that people face today. And so let me know if any of these, if you can relate to any of these. The first one is this, is that the content that they're creating in their business, whether it's in a group or on their regular social media, is just not working for them anymore, right? It's really hard to get engagement. You're not growing your following. You're finding it hard to really even generate leads, right? And that's the second part, because your content isn't as effective. You have a lead problem. And a lead is just somebody to talk to about your business. And so the second biggest challenge that I see a lot of people facing today is they don't have enough leads. They don't have enough qualified people to share their products with, to share their business with, and they don't really know where to look. That then leads them to the next issue, which is you're not making sales and you're not growing your team, right? The people that do buy from you, they're not really your dream customers. They're nothing more than a transaction. They might buy from you one time, but they're not repeat customers, and they're not the kind of people that have the motivation and the leadership ability to want to join your team. And so if you are making sales, it's really nothing more than you're kind of stuck on this treadmill of just having to continue to sell to the people to replace the ones that left a few months ago. And so what is this like? What's the big fear that all of us have because of this? That, the content isn't working. We don't have enough leads. We can't make sales and we can't find the people we want to work with. Is the fear is that our business won't grow anymore. And that's where a lot of you, I bet, find yourself, is at a place where you feel really stuck and you're overwhelmed and you're confused on what you need to do. Well, my hope is over the next 3 days, what I want to do is I want to give you equal parts inspiration and hope. I promise you this. By the time we're done this 3-day workshop, you will leave here with an entire new level of hope that the business that you want is still possible for you, and that there is a path forward for you to be able to grow the kind of business that helps you make more money this year, allows you to help more people, and to grow a team and an organization in a way that gives you a little bit more freedom in your life. Isn't that what we all want? Well, I'm telling you, your Facebook group, if you run it the right way and if you employ the right strategies, could be one of the biggest steps in that direction. And what I'm going to be teaching you over the next 3 days, for those of you, I keep pointing over here, it's because I'm watching our Facebook group over here. If you're watching in the group and you've registered already, you're a part of our free group that we have, which is essentially our VIP group. That we've grown to over 30,000 people in the last few years. And that particular community is the number one source of us growing our business. And so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to teach you the exact playbook and the exact strategy of the things that we have done and we have taught to thousands of our students to help them create similar types of results. But let's dig a little bit deeper into, for those of you that do have a group, what's the biggest challenge, right? We have all these problems. We can't get leads. We're not making sales. People are not paying attention to our posts. It's like the same 5 people over and over and over again. What's the challenge for us? Well, the challenge to us getting to the kind of business that we want, if you really think about it, I think is this, is that a lot of the things that you're being taught to do today, a lot of the strategies that, maybe your upline is teaching you for some of you, or maybe some of you, it's you're listening to other industry experts and people that are telling you, hey, if you do A, B, and C, you can be successful and you can make more money. But here's the problem. A lot of what's being taught to you feels very salesy to you and really inauthentic. And when it comes down to it, the idea for many of you, you struggle with the idea or the concept of building a big business because of the fear of what that might require from you and what it might mean for your life, that you might have to sacrifice some things that are important to you, like your free time and your family and your values and your faith. And you're questioning whether it's something that you even want. Well, what I'm here to tell you is this, is that your inability to create results, it has nothing to do with your ability. And I'm telling you that it is worth it. I think that there is a bigger and a better opportunity for someone to build a business in this space today, even despite all of the challenges that we see around us. I think there is a bigger opportunity for you to build a business today than most of you have ever seen in your career. I think all of this challenge that we're going through right now, all this really is it is weeding out the people that aren't really serious about their dreams and about transforming the lives of others. And here's what that means. It means it creates more opportunity for you. But you have to be willing to change the way you run your business. And that, at the end of the day, is the biggest issue. The biggest problem you have when it comes to your group and when it comes to everything else you do is this, is you have been taught an ineffective approach to your business. You've been taught a transactional way of doing business that's keeping you stuck. And this is also the biggest reason why your group isn't growing. See, you were taught to set up a VIP customer group because that's just what, your upline said to do. And you were taught that your group is a place where you can let people know about your products and all the different sales and promotions and things that are happening in your business. But the problem is, this is the reason why your group isn't working. It is a very one-sided approach to running a group where all you're really looking to do is take, take, take. If your group is just a place where you try to promote and sell your products, you will never be successful today. Because here's the thing. Most people, okay, and tell me if you can relate to this. If you're anything like me, somebody says to me, "Hey, would you like to join my Facebook group?" My immediate thought is absolutely not. Like, I don't know about you. I am already a member of so many groups that I have accumulated over time. The truth of the matter is most people today need to be a member of another Facebook group just as much as they need another hole in their head. And so the question that you have to ask yourself is, why would somebody want to be a member of your group? Look, if you're not offering any real actual value other than just trying to sell to people, and you're not really creating an experience and a community of like-minded people that are all rallying around a common cause and something that they're passionate about, something that they're excited to show up for every day. See, the people that are most successful running groups, that's what their groups are like. They don't try to sell that much. They focus more on serving their members and meeting their needs, and the sales and the growing the business part happens as a natural byproduct. See, the truth is your group, for most of you, isn't an asset for your business. It's a liability. It's just something that takes up a lot of your time and energy. And you don't feel good about it anyway, because this approach that you've been taught, where you're just selling and you're just promoting, it's not aligned with your values and the person that you want to be, right? You want to help people in your business, right? You want to give, you want to impact people's lives, and you know you're not doing this. And so what we're going to be doing today, and I think this is going to be a monumental shift for many of you, I am going to be teaching you and introducing you to a radically different way to go about building your business, and specifically how this applies to your group. I'm going to be teaching you something that we've created and that we teach to all of our students. I'll share my screen here with you right away. We are going to be teaching you how to build a love-led approach to your business. So you're going to be learning what we call our love-led approach to running your VIP group, which, by the way, can be applied to every aspect of your business. So this thing that we call our love-led approach is a faith-focused, values-based, people-first method of building a profitable, sustainable network marketing or social selling business. See, what we do in our company, Your Virtual Upline, we show faith-based network marketers and social sellers how to build their business, how to grow their teams, and how to transform themselves in the process. To do it in a way that's true to the person that they are and the things that they stand for. See, the thing that we try to teach is you shouldn't have to choose between your values and your beliefs and what's most important to you in your life and success in business. See, our love-led approach is it is a more authentic approach that puts people, not profits, first. This is such an important thing to understand if you really want your business to stand out. Our love-led approach is built on the foundation of serving and helping people. And here's the beautiful part. It's not just going to help you make more money. It's going to help you find more meaning, because you are going to be transforming lives of the people that are joining your group. You are going to be every single day changing lives. And that's a beautiful thing. And so if this sounds like exactly what you've been looking for in your business, then I want to let you know that we consider us. We are your new virtual upline. If you lack the support right now in your business that you know you need, and you are struggling to find a mentor and a leader today that shares the same values as you, that is building their business in a way that you would want to do it, let us show you how to build a business and a life that you love by leading with love. And this is something that's much more than just a feeling or something that feels good or looks good or sounds good. It is a radically different approach that will completely transform your results. I want to share a quick story with you. So you're actually going to get a chance to hear from this particular individual tomorrow. So one of our students, her name is Jess Touche. Jess has an incredible story about the power of transforming a group by implementing the different components of what you're going to be learning with our love-led approach. So tell me if her story resonates with you at all. So Jess, like most of you probably, was told that when she joined her business, she was supposed to start a VIP group. So she did. She had about 20 or 30 of her customers in there, people that had bought from her at some point. And she was spending all this time, posting in the group, trying to make sales, trying to grow her business. And after about 6 months of just kind of going through the same exact process, beating her head against the wall and nothing happening, she completely gave up on the group. She said, it's not worth my time. I'm just going to kind of focus somewhere else. But the problem was she wasn't growing her business. And so she got introduced to some of the ideas and some of the concepts that you're going to be learning starting today about what it meant to be more love-led in your approach to your business. And specifically when it came to a group, here was the big thing that she realized is she said, wait a minute, maybe my group is not just a place for me to sell and promote and a place for me to get. She got introduced to this idea, what if the group actually became one of the greatest opportunities that she had to serve and help? And what if she led with giving instead of getting? I wonder what might happen. And she started to do some things differently. Now, within 30 days, she saw immediate signs that things were beginning to change. People started engaging with her content that had never even seen it before. All of a sudden, people started joining her group. Members were getting so much value out of what she was doing. They were telling other people. They were literally going to work for Jess. And then all of a sudden, within 30 days, she starts making sales in the group. Now, you fast forward to today, and she's going to tell you her story tomorrow. She's going to be on live with me telling you exactly what she did. You fast forward to today, it's almost 3 years later of having consistently implemented these basic strategies over and over again. Jess has a thriving community of over 1,700 people in her group. Over 3/4 of those people were referrals from other members. And she has a group today that requires 1/10 of the amount of her time as it did in the beginning, because she has people showing up every day, encouraging one another, posting, supporting the group. And here's the best part. Her group produces thousands of dollars in income for her every single month. Now that is what a transformation looks like. Now, she's going to share exactly what she did tomorrow with you. You're going to hear her story. But I'm telling you right now, this 3-part plan that we're going to be teaching you, you're going to get the basic foundational pieces of what Jess did. And here's why I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the fact that some of you 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now are going to be in a similar position to Jess. Because what you don't realize is many of you are sitting on a literal gold mine right now. So let's dive into the actual format of what we're going to be doing together. So over the next 3 days, we're going to be taking a journey together. And so this journey that we're going to be taking together is really broken up into 3 pieces. So each day we'll be focusing on a new kind of foundational piece of this system that you're going to be learning. So today, we're going to be talking about the foundations of a successful group. Now, when it comes to setting your group up the right way, there are a lot of mistakes that people make that keep them from ever seeing results. We're going to talk about what those are today. But the one biggest thing that I see that is missing from almost everyone's group, and when I look at the people like Jess that have really successful groups, they have nailed this part, is all successful groups have a very well thought out onboarding system for their new group members. Now, here's what's interesting. The concept of onboarding is not one that is new to us in our space, right? We spend endless amounts of time training how to onboard new consultants, how to onboard a customer. Like we understand the value of getting someone started the right way and how critical that is to our long-term success. But we fail to realize, like, if you think about it, like, you're onboarding a customer and then you're onboarding a team member. Well, you're missing the first piece in that kind of that value chain of your business. Your Facebook group is the number one lead generation tool you have in your business. And so if you're not onboarding your members the right way, and there's specific things, I'm actually going to map out for you a 5-step plan so you can go out and create your own onboarding system starting today. But if you don't have that clearly spelled out, here's what's going to happen. People are going to come into your group. They're not going to know what to do. They're not going to, you're not going to create that wow experience. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And if you don't make an incredible first impression when somebody is referred to your group or joins your group, they are most likely not going to pay attention anymore. And so what we want to be able to do is at that critical moment when someone is first coming into your world, we really want to connect with them and we want them to say, wow, this is different. We want to get their attention. And so we're going to show you exactly how to do that. The second thing, tomorrow, we're going to dive into content. So when it comes to content, most of you are not getting engagement in your group because you're not creating the right types of content. There are actually 4 types of content that you must be creating in your group. And if you're not creating all 4, this is one of the biggest reasons why you're limiting your ability to create results. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you an entire content plan for you to actually run inside of your group. And then in day 3, right? So today is foundations. Tomorrow, Wednesday at noon Eastern, same time as today, will be content. And then Thursday, we're going to do outreach. Now, I will tell you, outreach is one of the things that I see missing the most from people's groups. What is outreach? Well, it's you proactively starting conversations with your group members. If you are not starting and having conversations with your group members, shame on you. How can you possibly know how to serve the people that are a part of your community if you are not taking the time to reach out and connect with them and find out what they need? See, when you begin to do outreach, it has such a profound impact on the community and the culture of your group. It helps you create better content because you learn exactly what your members want and need more of. It helps you build more of a sense of community, and it gets people to pay more attention to your group because you're not just some random group, you're an actual person that's running the group that cares about them and that wants to serve their needs. And so when it comes to outreach, here's the reason why I think most of us don't do it, is because we don't know what to say, and we don't want to be messaging people trying to sell and promote because we fundamentally know that that's going to turn them away. And you're right. And so in day 3, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you a strategy that we've created called authentic outreach. And I'm going to give you an actual script. I'm going to show you the exact words to say for you to start messaging your group members. And here's what's going to happen. By the time we are done, and you've got just these 3 foundational pieces in place, you are already ahead of 99% of other people that have groups. And it's just doing these basic things over and over. It's not rocket science, but it's having the right strategies and it's having the right mindset. And some of you, like I said, you are going to be days away from starting to make sales and see better engagement and starting to grow your group. So that's what we're going to do. Now, there is a second part to this though. So, and by the way, if you're watching over on Instagram, we are streaming session 1 live over there. We did that just as a little bonus for those of you that weren't aware we were doing this workshop. If you want to tune in for day 2 and day 3, you've got to register because we're not going to be streaming on Instagram. So all you have to do is comment the word workshop, just comment workshop over on Instagram, and we'll send you the link to register so you can get access to the additional sessions, okay? If you can't make all of the sessions live, we are going to make the recordings available. And as a regular attendee of the workshop, you will have access to the recordings of the 3 sessions until midnight on Sunday this week. So you can go back and catch up. But we're going to go a step further. So for those of you, that know you're really serious about leveraging your group in a better way for your business, we have something that we've created called our deep dive experience. And so when you register, you'll see an option to upgrade your ticket to our deep dive experience. But here's what we're going to do in the deep dive experience. So we are doing additional coaching sessions. So each day, so the regular sessions are happening at noon Eastern. Our bonus sessions are happening at 8 p.m. Eastern each night. If you can't make the session live, we're still going to record them and you're still going to get access to all of that content and material. But as a deep dive member of this workshop, you're going to get access to these 3 sessions. So tonight, what we're going to do is we are going to map out the mission of your group. Now, the mission of your group is made up of the people that you're looking to serve. So we're going to help you get clear on who the dream customers are, the people that you would love to be a part of your group. Knowing who they are is the first step to getting them in the group. And then we're going to help you flesh out the problems that you should be focusing on solving and the transformations that you need to be talking about in your content. See, a big part of really making your group a lot more valuable and engaging is you've got to start creating content that is really leaning into solving problems. And you have to learn how to start painting this picture, this vision of what someone's life is going to be like after they've become a part of your group and you've helped them solve those problems. And it's not just selling your product. See, here's how I want you to think about it. Your group is a product. Think about that. What if you thought about your group as a product that you sell? And what if you thought about your group as its own entity and said, well, what if I could attract the exact kind of people that I know I can help? And what if I could create content in a community that could actually help people in a real, tangible way that come into my group? Here's what I will tell you. If you did that, you would never have to worry about making sales. And so we're going to walk you through a worksheet that we've created. You'll see it here shortly. We're going to help you map that out and figure it out. And you'll leave the session tonight and it'll be done. The second session that we're going to do is on content. So tomorrow we're going to map out your content plan, or we're going to show you the 4-part content plan. In our bonus session tomorrow night, we are going to actually help you come up with your post ideas. So we are going to help you come up with your topics for 2 of the most important types of content, your value content, and we are going to teach you how to post about your products in a way that will easily 10 times the amount of sales you make when you do that. We've created worksheets. We're going to walk you through. You're going to do it right there, and you will leave the session with the actual posts ready to go. The third and the final session, which will happen on Thursday night, is it's going to be tied to outreach, and we're going to do some cool things. We're going to show you exactly where to start. So we have 5 key areas we want you to look in your group. We're going to show you how to find the hottest leads using your group analytics and your member information that Facebook gives you all of that in your group. And we're going to actually have you go to work. So we have on our team, we have a full-time team of coaches. They're all trained experts in what we do. And what we're going to do in this working session is we are going to get into breakout rooms that are led by our coaches, and you are actually going to start messaging your members right there live in the session so that you have real-time access to our coaches to get feedback to help guide you in your conversation. Imagine leaving that session already having made a sale or having somebody ready to buy from you. And so if you're somebody that's really serious about implementing, you want to go faster, that's the way to go. 2 other things you get with the deep dive experience that are important to know. Number 1, you get our workbook. So we have here a workbook with all of our worksheets and all the things we're going to be doing together. So as a deep dive member, you get access to the workbook that goes along with this particular workshop. So everything is there. And then the other thing that you get as a deep dive member is you get lifetime access to all of the recordings. So you have more than just Sunday to go back and watch it all. So if you're registered and you want to upgrade and you're in the Facebook group, all you have to do is this: just comment the word VIP. Just comment VIP, and we have an automation set up in the group. It might take a little time because sometimes it spreads out the messages, but we will send you the link to upgrade. The deep dive experience is $67. So for $67, you get lifetime access to the recordings, you get the bonus workbook, and you get access to the additional 3 sessions, as well as some additional bonus guides that you'll see once you go to that page. So just comment VIP. And yes, Sarah, if you are in Love, Serve, Grow, you still do need to register. When you go to check out and purchase the deep dive ticket, you will see we have auto applied 50% off your purchase. So you'll get 50% off as an existing Love, Serve, Grow member. Okay. So let's get into the nitty gritty here and let's talk about the plan. So I want to go back to, I want to answer a couple of important questions that I'm sure many of you have. Let me hydrate here. So I want to revisit these 3 types of people that I know you likely fall into one of these 3 categories. So the first type of person that I know is here is someone that doesn't have a group, right? So you do not have a group. And the main question that you're really looking to answer for yourself is, should I? Should I even go through the process of starting a group? Maybe that's the sole reason why you're here. Let me give you some important advice along those lines. So here's generally what we teach and what we recommend. If you are earning less than $1,000 per month consistently in your business, so you haven't hit the $1,000 mark consistent. Now you might be kind of teetering around there, but you're right around $1,000 a month. If you do not have a group, I recommend you do not start a group. If you haven't at least hit $1,000 a month, it is because you have yet to master some of the basic fundamental skills that you need to do to be successful. And so the danger for you is starting a group and having that be a distraction from you mastering those core skills. Because listen, the truth of the matter is this: we can take, and I feel really confident when I say this, I can take almost anyone that is in this profession. Now, look, if you're not making any money, that's a sign of bigger issues, right? But if you're making, $200 to $500 a month, I am supremely confident I can show you how to go from $200 to $1,000 a month within 30 days with absolutely no problem, based off of the existing business that you have, without doing anything different other than new strategies and new focus. We can get you $1,000 30 days. We have done it hundreds and hundreds of times. And so a Facebook group just becomes a distraction for you. So if you're less than $1,000 a month, what I recommend is don't start a group. Now, if you have a group and you haven't been using it, I recommend the same thing. Leave the group be for the time being, at least in terms of like really running at full force, and focus on some of the other simple strategies, right? So you're going to get a strategy on the third day of messaging your members. And what I will tell you is, if you have an existing group and it's dead and you're less than $1,000 a month, if all you did was just start messaging and reaching out to your group members, I almost can promise you there are sales to be had in that group that you haven't even been thinking of or paying attention to, that we're going to easily help you start to capitalize on. So less than 1K, no group, forget about it. If you are above $1,000 a month, here's the first question I want you to think about. You don't have a group. Is there another group that you could leverage? So sometimes we have access to our uplines group, or maybe there's some other kind of a group that somebody is already running that they make available to us. I would always rather leverage someone else's hard work as long as they're running the group in a way that's aligned with the way I want to. And by the time we're done, you'll know what that is. But if I could leverage someone else's group so I don't have to do all the heavy lifting and all I have to do is just invite people to the group and actually, have the conversations, it's a lot easier. But if that's not available to you, then I think the answer is yes. I think a Facebook VIP group could be an incredible tool for your business. Now, I will mention to you, if you are in that first category of not having a group, one of the additional bonuses of our deep dive ticket is we have created a separate guide that walks you through 10 steps of setting up a VIP group. So we've created this guide to save you tons of time and tons of frustration in making sure you set the group up the right way. So if you don't have a group and you want to set one up, the deep dive experience would definitely be the way you want to go. Second type of person is you have a group and it's kind of on life support. And so the thing that's really going to help you the most is starting today, we start to get you to think differently. But really when we move into content, see, what you don't realize is that you're only a few good posts away from starting to get people's attention. And so if you have a group and you want to kind of get it going again, the today and tomorrow are going to be critical for you. The third type of person is you've got a group. It might be a big group. You've been putting a lot of time into it. But when you compare the amount that you've got out of it based off of what you've put into it, you kind of you just know you're sitting on a gold mine, but you don't know how to extract the gold. Well, the third day session is going to be so critical for you because all you really need to do is you need to be more intentional about the way you're communicating with your members and have a better system for doing that. And you're gonna start to see immediate sales. So let's talk about how we make this happen. So what I want to map out for you is I want to map out for you what it looks like to really start to be more love-led in the way you run your group. It starts out, I think one of the most important things is coming up with an onboarding system for your new members. Now, why is this important? Let's talk about why this is important. Well, the thing is this, is that think about a group. And I want you to think about coming into a group that you've never been a part of before. And I want you to think about how overwhelming it can be to even navigate the group and figure out and find what it is you're looking for. We mentioned earlier, and this is an important thing, you only get one chance to make a first impression. And if you haven't optimized a process for bringing someone into your group that creates an incredible good first impression, and here's the other thing your onboarding system should do, is it should make it really clear on exactly what you want somebody to do. You have to teach them how to be a member of your group. Like you actually have to say, this is what it looks like to be a good member. You have to be really clear in the ways that you're going to serve their needs. Because if they come into your group and all they see is just a bunch of selling and promoting, what's going to happen is you are immediately going to turn them off. You're going to trigger their sales resistance. And listen, if they want to buy, maybe they come to see what's for sale, but most of the time they're not even paying attention. And so what we need to do is we need to optimize a process that really sets our group apart. So let's show you how to do that. So I'm going to be going to the workbook here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down for you right now a framework that we teach, okay? So I'm going to map out for you what we recommend as a 5-step process for onboarding your group members. And I'm going to break down the importance of each one of these things. Okay. So here's the first step. So the first step of any really effective onboarding process. And by the way, the workbook that I'm showing you, because I see people asking, this is included in our deep dive experience. So if you comment VIP, we'll send you the link to upgrade to the deep dive ticket, and the workbook will be one of the bonuses for that. So here's the first step. And by the way, this is the most important part, because if you don't do this, you can't do anything else. You have to get clear on the mission of your group. See, here's what I have found. It is easier for you to sell someone a movement and a mission than it is for you to sell a product or service. And so what we need to ask ourselves is we need to ask ourselves this really important question. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about, why does your group even exist? Why does it exist? Right? If the only purpose of your group is to sell and promote, it's a transactional group. It will never do well today. When you get clear on the mission, that's when things begin to change, because now your group becomes something more important. It really starts to be repositioned as a vehicle that can truly help you begin to change lives and start to fulfill your deeper purpose. And so what makes up our mission? Well, the mission that you're made up, that is made up, is encompassed by a couple different things. So the first thing that we've got to do to get clear on our mission, number one, we got to get clear on who our dream customers are. See, your dream customers are the people that you absolutely love to work with in your business. So I want you to think about your current business today. And I want you to look at the customers that you have. And I want you to think about, who are the people. There are probably specific types of people that far above and beyond, you just absolutely love to work with them and love to serve them. And we call these people your dream customers. These are people that have a true want and need for your products, right? They've got a real problem that they're looking for help with. They're people that are like you in a lot of really important ways. They have similar values, similar beliefs. They're positive. They're like-minded. They're the kind of people that you just, like, they naturally just feel like old friends when you meet them. But they're also people that are really motivated to create results for themselves, right? Like, they really, truly want to improve their lives. And listen, it starts with your products. But here's the thing, your dream customers are more than just product users. Like, if you really think about, like, your group should actually really be designed to serve your overall business goals. And so here's what that means. What it means is that, don't we want someone to be more than just a product user? See, your dream customer shouldn't just be a great customer. They should also be somebody that could be the perfect fit for your business. That could be somebody that would want to join your team, that you wouldn't have to hold their hands, that they would be motivated to do the work. Imagine if you could create, I just want you to, for a second, I want you to think about, what if you could create an entire group of people that were just a bunch of your dream customers that you absolutely could not wait to show up every day and post and interact with. And the natural byproduct, just like Jess has experienced, is that your group results in thousands of dollars in income for your business. See, there's an important aspect of a successful group. You got to get the right people in the group. And so how do you get the right people in the group? It starts with you getting really clear on who they are. You will never attract the people you want unless you start speaking to them specifically. So your dream customers, here's the next step. The next step is this. Once we know, and by the way, we're going to make the argument that there's more than just one specific type of person that you would love to do business with, right? We teach to build out really two different dream customers in your mind, and that becomes the foundation for your mission. Here's the next step. You got to get clear on the problems that you can help them solve. right? Your mission is born out of the person that you serve and the way that you help. And what you need to be thinking all the time is not the products I sell. It is, how can I help? How can I solve more problems for the people that I really want to work with? And once you start getting clear on the problems, now all of a sudden content is like just running through your mind. There's no shortage of content. But here's the other thing is, when you know the problems, you'll better be able to position the products to sell. See, because if you think about it like this, here's the big shift we're going to help you make by the time we're done. You need to learn, when it comes to the products you sell, instead of selling the features and telling everybody why your products are different, you need to be selling the benefits of the products. And you'll never know the benefit unless you know the person and the problem. See, when you're promoting your products, what you should be doing is talking directly to your dream customers, talking about their problems, their life, and how once they use your product, how their life is going to be better. There has to be a totally different way that you're actually presenting what you do. And these are the three things that if you can flesh out to start, all of the other pieces begin to fall into place. Now, tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do this with you. We are going to help you get clear on what your mission is. And here's the worksheet that we're going to use. So this is our love-led groups method. So we are going to help you map out your dream customers. We are going to do working sessions together. And you're going to give me, we're going to coach you live. We're going to help you find out their problems. We're going to help you. What's the promise? How are you going to help them? And by the time you're done, you're already going to have something that you're going to bring and you're going to start implementing, and it is going to make such a big difference. So, Kristen, this workbook should have been sent to you in the welcome email that you got if you upgraded to our deep dive experience. So, Sally, if you comment VIP, we'll send you information on our deep dive experience ticket, which gets you access to additional implementation sessions. We have 3 of them happening in the evening that go along with this session. So that's the first. You got to get clear on your mission. Here's the next step. And once again, I see very few people using these the right way. Once you've set up your mission, the next thing you have to do is this. You have to set up your group questions. So Facebook groups give you the ability. When somebody joins your group, and by the way, your group should be set up as a private group, okay? Every single one of you, your group should never be public. Here's the reason why. Public groups are spammer central. I don't want, and by the way, if you have a public group, what you're basically saying is anyone and everyone that wants to join can. You want to set up a private group because look, people are not going to be searching for your group and find it and join. The only way someone's going to join your group is you are going to give them the link, or they are going to be referred by another member. And so a private group is already feeling more valuable because it employs the concept of scarcity. When something feels harder to get or to be a part of, we automatically want it more. And so what you want to do is you want to set up group questions. So what you want to do is this, is you want to have the questions aligned with the information. You want to have the questions aligned with the information that you would love to get from them. So I'm going to tell you the big mistake that people make in their group questions if they do it. And if you're doing this, you should change this faster than you can even be. Like I'm talking about, this session should not even be done. If you're doing this, get rid of your questions. You should never, ever, under any circumstance, should you be trying to sell in any way in your group questions. And that means you shouldn't be pushing your products. You shouldn't be mentioning your products. If you're doing it, I am telling you, you're already creating not a great experience for people. We don't want to lead with product. Because product is your needs. What we want to do is this. Your group questions have to lead with problem solving. Your group questions should be essentially trying to find out, why are you here? Isn't that the most important question we want to answer? Why are you here? Like if we just knew why someone was here, that would automatically give us the foundation to serve them better. People are like, I want to serve. You can't serve unless you know what someone's struggling with. We serve people's problems. And so when you're creating your group, what we recommend you do is this, is that you align your questions first and foremost to find out what is their biggest challenge. And it could be something as simple as you just saying, hey, listen, welcome to the group. We would love to know what is the biggest challenge that you are facing in the area of blank, your makeup, your skin, your health and wellness. And now you can, listen, here's what I recommend. The questions you can do two ways. You can require someone to answer the questions to join. I don't recommend that. I recommend you make the questions optional, because I don't want to, somebody might be joining the group at that time and they might just not really have the time to answer the questions. And I don't want to keep that person from getting into the group, but I do want to ask the question, because here's what will happen. And we're going to show you on Thursday. I'm going to show you how to go through all your group members and see the answers to their questions, so that when you're getting ready to do outreach, I want you to imagine this. How much easier would outreach look like if you already saw somebody said, my biggest problem when it comes to my makeup is blank? Do you think you would have a little bit more courage to reach out to them and say, hey, Susie, just wanted to welcome you to the group. Hey, by the way, I see that you shared with us your challenge is this. Could you tell me more about that? It is such an easy way to get into a conversation. And by the way, how cool is that? Somebody's actually paying attention to what we say and they're reaching out to us to find out how they can better meet our needs. You want to talk about a great experience? That's what it is. So your group questions, what's the problem or what's their challenge? Here would be another good question. What are you hoping to get out of this group? What type of stuff would you like to hear us talk about? What topics are you interested? Your group questions could literally become the source of all your content ideas if you're just asking people. And then the other thing is this. I also want to make sure that I'm setting the tone in terms of the kind of people that we want to work with, right? So just doing something as simple as asking some questions, it allows you to set the tone for what your group is about. And it also allows you to make sure that you're getting the right people that come through your process, right? I just know the people that my dream customer, they're going to answer the questions. They're going to answer the questions, okay? And so that's an important thing. So your group questions, right? We got to lead with something different. So here's the next step that we recommend. Now, this is something that you can do in a group that we do that I don't think a lot of people are aware that you can do. So the next thing we recommend, and I want you to just think about, this is good. This is the actual experience of somebody coming through your group. So they've answered your group questions. Part of that is going to be agreeing to your group rules, right? Which we also recommend. It'll be in our group setup guide. We'll talk about kind of setting up rules and regulations for being a part of your group, so you can tell people what is and isn't okay. That's part of them answering the questions, agreeing to that. But then the next thing we recommend is this, is setting up something called a new member intro. Spelled that wrong. A new member intro message. So what is this? I'll tell you in a second. So Facebook gives us the ability, and you can set this up right inside of your group. Facebook gives us the ability that when somebody new joins our group, if you go to the settings of your group, you go into your group settings, you'll see there's an option of turning this on. And so an intro message, what it is when somebody completes your questions and joins your group, Facebook will automatically send them a message from you on your behalf. Now, this message could be really powerful. Now, once again, same thing with the intro message as with the questions. We want the intro message to do a number of things. We want to first maybe just recognize them and share our excitement that they're a part of our community, right? Like something little like that is actually important. But we also have an opportunity to really set the tone of what we want them to do next. So your intro message could be an incredible way to tell your member what to do. See, the problem some members are going to have is they're going to join the group and then now they're just lost in the sea of like, what do I do? Here's what we recommend you do. So your intro message is just a quick welcome, but I'm telling you what I want you to do first. This is so important. And so what it's doing is it's directing them to what we really want them to do as the first step. And I'm telling you, this is, other than the mission, this might be the most important thing you need to do for your group, is you need to direct them to a welcome video. You must, if you want your group to really lead with love and you want to create an incredible first impression and you really want people to use your group, you have to have a welcome video. You must have a video of you introducing yourself, the group, and telling people specifically how to use the group. Your welcome video does a couple of important things. It tells them, number one, it tells them why the group exists. So what you do in the welcome video is you're actually communicating your mission to them. And so like the one thing that I've learned, one of the fastest ways to build trust is around shared values. And so what we want to do in our group, we want to make it really clear. We're not just here to try to sell to you, that we're actually here to try to serve you, and that by being a member of this group, this community, that you are really part of something bigger than just yourself. And so we're clearly communicating our mission. We're sharing our values. We're talking about here are the specific problems that we want to help you solve. And we're just leading with something that feels so different. And so people are like, oh my God, like this is incredible. I feel like they're actually talking to me, like they understand my challenges. This is so cool. And then the other thing your welcome video does is this. It teaches them how to use the group. So it's actually almost like an instruction manual of what to do and where to go. But then the last thing that I want you to do is for the welcome video, we want some sort of a call to action that will get them to comment on that post. And now there's a lot of different ways you can kind of do this, but here's a really important thing. So let's kind of summarize why, some of the things we're talking about here. Your welcome video communicates your mission, which is really how you help, right? The problems you solve. It's why the group exists. Now, here's part of that welcome video. You want to let them know, hey, listen, from time to time, we will be promoting some products that we truly believe in, that if you're struggling with these things and you're looking for help, we really think it can help you. But it's important to us, and the reason why we didn't lead with that is we want you to know we are not just here to try to sell to you. We are truly here to serve your needs. And we understand that if we can do that, if we can truly help you and we can add value to your life, then maybe the things that we do offer might be a fit for you. But if not, that's cool too. And so I just want you for a moment, I want you to just think about how would you think of a group if that was the case? And maybe the call to action at the end is, hey, do us a favor. Let us know in the comments, what's that one thing that you're really looking for help with here inside of the group? And so what does this do? So now it's actually facilitating more engagement on that post. So that means that welcome video and that post will always stay in the feed of the people that are in the group because it's going to get really high organic reach. It's going to be a constant source. It's going to be a constant source of you Like anytime you're like, man, what should I talk about today? Let me go to the welcome post. There's like 100 different ideas there. And it's just setting a different tone. Now, here's gonna be the natural thing that I know every one of you is thinking already, right? You are probably good. You're feeling real good about everything. You're like, oh, this is awesome. This is so great. I can't wait to do this until I got to this part. And now you're thinking, oh my God, I have to be on video. What am I gonna say? Well, we're gonna try to make this really easy for you. And so we thought about this ahead of time. Yes, and Lisa, it should be a pinned post. And so part of what we do, and I'm gonna get to this in a moment, I'm not going to rely on them going to the video, the welcome video, which by the way, I could link right in that intro message. But what I'm gonna do as a standard practice is I am gonna go through and I am going to tag every week. I am going to tag my new members in the welcome post to make sure that they see it. And if you're running a larger group that has multiple people plugging into it, here's the standard onboarding practice, is that every single person that invites someone to the group, once they go through the questions and they get the intro message, they manually tag them in the welcome post. Every single person gets tagged in that welcome post because that is setting the tone. But this is what we're going to do. So hold on, I'll grab it for you. So we have created a script for you. So we have your welcome video script that all you have to do is fill in the blanks. Now, you can't do that until you do all the other work we're going to do together. But on Thursday, I'm going to share with you how you can get a copy of that script. So all you have to do is literally just plug in the blanks and just say the words, and it's already all done for you. So there. I just don't want you stressing out over the next 3 days. I don't want you stressing out over I'm going to have to film a video. So that's what that looks like. Here's the final thing. So the final step of our new member onboarding process is this, is we have to do outreach. So we need to be doing, let me write that neater because I know people are going to be like, what does that say? So we need to have some sort of a standard practice where we are personally messaging all of the new people that are joining our group. Now, listen, for most of you, this is not going to be a problem because you don't have a lot of people joining. And so you might even go weeks at a time without having anybody on that list. So your focus is going to be your existing members. So look, on the last day, I'm going to give you like a DMO for your group. I'm going to say every day, just do this post, do this out. Like we're going to build it out for you and give it to you. But if you've got a larger group and you've got a steady stream of new members, these are the hottest leads that you potentially have in your business, just so you know. Like they're coming into your group because they have some sort of a want or need. And if you're not capitalizing on that right away, shame on you. Now, you could absolutely outsource, Elizabeth. You could absolutely outsource the outreach. You could have a member of your team that's set up as an admin in the group. This is what we do in our business. You could have somebody else do the outreach for you, whether it's from their account as an admin of the group or from your account just as a way to start the conversation. Or you need to have other people that could do it as well, right? You could share the responsibility, but every week there needs to be some sort of a process where we do outreach. We're going to teach you how to do the outreach on Thursday. Remember, we're going to cover that on that session. But that is the process and that is the system. I'll give you a couple of additional ideas. So a couple of additional ideas are this. Something that we do in the group that could be really good. I'll give you two things. When you're doing your outreach, when you find out what the problem that somebody has is, what you want to do is you want to be leveraging your group content that already exists in the group. So one of the easiest ways for you to increase the engagement in your group is when you find a member that is struggling with a specific thing, a new member, and you then find the post that can help them. I don't want my members having to find what they need. I will actually tag you in the direct post so that you can get exactly what you need the moment you join. That is really critical. The other thing you can do to automate this is that what we do once a week in this group here, our big group, is you can automate a welcome post. And so with the click of a button right inside of your group, you can do a welcome post, and Facebook will automatically tag all of your members from the week in the post, and you can customize a really nice message to them just to show them that you noticed and that you cared. They don't know it's an automation, but it's just something nice. Like, these are the little things that if we do, they go a long way to create a community. So that, my friends, is day number 1. So let me ask you this. Let's go back to this real quick. So I'm curious, out of all of these things here that I shared with you, which one of these things do you know that you need the most? Which one of these things here, getting clear on your mission, your group questions, an intro message, welcome video, or outreach, which one of these things, how about this? Which one of these things are you most excited to implement? Maybe that's a better way to ask it. Which one of these things are you most excited to implement into your group that you think is going to make the biggest difference? Drop that into the comments and into the chat for us. We'd love to go back and read those messages. And then one final call, everyone. So if you are, this session is pretty much over, just so you know. We're wrapping up now. I'm going to hang on a couple of minutes for questions, but if you've got to go, we're pretty much done at this point. 2 things here. Number 1, if you are watching this on Instagram right now, we are streaming session 1. Let me kind of check out who we have here. Cool. So we still have over 100 of you on Instagram. If you have not registered for this workshop and you would like to participate in session number 2 and 3, all you have to do is comment the word workshop. Just comment workshop over on Instagram, and we'll send you the link to register so you can watch session number 2 tomorrow, which will be on content, and session number 3 on Thursday will be on outreach. If you are watching in our group and you would like to get the workbook that I've been sharing with you, and you would like to get access to our bonus sessions tonight, we're going to be filling this out together tonight. So tonight we're going to be going over this worksheet, which will essentially help you map out your mission. You got to do this before you can do all the other stuff, right? What are the problems? What's the promise? We're going to do this together tonight, a working session. You're going to leave tonight with this already done. If you'd like to get access to that, all you have to do is comment VIP. So just comment the word VIP over in the group, and we'll send you the link to upgrade to our deep dive experience. So hope you got value out of session 1. Look, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not just saying this. This was, if I had to rank them in order 1 through 3, this was the least valuable of the 3 sessions. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, this was good, but compared to what you're going to learn tomorrow and Thursday, like, it's not even close to the value of what you're going to get with the content and the outreach sessions. And so I'm really excited to kind of continue this journey. And then remember, tomorrow, you're also going to hear from our student, Jess Touche, and Jess is going to actually tell you exactly what she did to grow her group to over 1,700 people, and it makes her thousands of dollars a month in her business. So let's hang on here for a couple of minutes, and we'll take some questions. So if you have some questions about what we learned today, if you've got to go, totally fine. You can catch up on the replay. But what questions do you have for me about what we learned today? So Amanda says, do we walk our current VIP group members through this process? So Amanda, really good question. Here's what I would do with an existing group. You can't walk them through the group question process because they're already in the group. But what I would do is I would film the welcome video, and I would make it a big deal, and I would make almost like it's an announcement. So in the video, I would even say, so look, you might have been a member for a while, and so I'm really excited to share with you that we have an entirely new focus and direction for this community that I think you're going to be really excited about. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to film a welcome video. I'm going to pin it to the top, and I am going to start doing, and I'm going to actually, this is what I'm teaching you. I'm already jumping ahead. This is one of the reasons why you do the outreach. So your outreach is essentially, part of it is to let them know that there's a new focus of the group and that you want to better serve their needs, and you tag them in the welcome video as the follow-up to the conversation. And it creates this really, like, I'm gonna show you visually how the outreach and the content start working together to really start revving up your group. And so I absolutely would be walking existing people through the process that are interested in engaging with it. So Nadine, you should have gotten a link when you registered for the replay page. We will be sending out an email in the morning tomorrow, I'm pretty certain, with the replay page. You'll be able to watch the replay right in the group. We'll leave the replays in the group until the end of the day Sunday, but we also have a page set up to make it easy for you so you don't have to search through the group. If you contact us at support@yourvirtualupline, you'll get that link, or just keep an eye out for your email tomorrow morning. We'll send the link out in the email tomorrow. Okay, Kimberly has a good question here. She says, can your Facebook group have the same mission and content as your Instagram page? I'm afraid it would be too similar. So Kimberly, it should have a similar mission. Here's what's different. And so we're going to talk about this actually tomorrow when we get into content strategy. Part of how you distinguish your public social media content in your group, think about what your group really is. Your group is a community. It is a place for you to connect with people on a different level. Your public social media, you can connect with them through the comments, but it's different than an actual standalone feed and an entire experience curated to someone's specific interest or needs. And we also have the ability to leverage the power of members interacting and learning from one another. And so there's a whole other dynamic and element to a group that doesn't really exist. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. I just realized I'm talking to the wrong camera. I'm like, why am I looking at the side of my head? But there's a whole different aspect to the community part of it. But then you also need to be strategic. So what we recommend that you do, and this is part of the growth strategy, is you have specific trainings and specific resources and things that you know that people would want, that to get, they have to be a part of your group, right? Could be something as simple as a recipe guide or a checklist or a list of my favorite products or things or some tips, or you have these specific pieces of content that you know are really high value that only exist in your group. And so when you're creating content on your personal page and you're touching on these topics, you can say, hey, and in our community, we also have this specific thing, or, you can connect with us on a deeper level. Or something you can do is you could start, let's say, a live video on your personal page that you could say, hey, look, we're going to continue this conversation inside of our group. Or on Thursday this week, we've got this specific thing happening in the group. You actually use your public social media as a way to promote group specific events. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be confusing to people, because if you're serving them through your free content and you're giving them value, that's going to create more of a pull for them to want to go to the next level and go deeper with you. And so you just tell them, that's what happens in my group. I'm interacting with you and serving you on a whole different level. And so that's what you do. So Laurie, if you go to, in your settings, here's what I would do. Go to just Google setting up your group intro message. And it will actually, it'll pull up an article for Facebook that will show you exactly where to go and what to do. So Joni says, how do you do this in an existing group? I think I answered that already, Joni. I would do it by the welcome video first and foremost. And then the next step for you're going to learn tomorrow, you just need to start creating better content. And then you're going to do the outreach, right? So like an existing group, welcome video, content, outreach. That's kind of the 3-part plan. Okay, Vicky has a really good question. I didn't cover this, Vicky, and I meant to, so thank you for asking this. She said, should the group only be people that have ordered, or can it be prospective customers? Lori, I think you know the answer by now. If you are limiting, like, why would you want to limit your group to only existing customers? Jess grew her group from a couple of hundred to over 1,700, mostly through referrals. So why would you not want your group members to work for you and give you super hot leads for your business? And so a big part of this is, number one, we want to encourage people to share this community, right? This is one of the things in the welcome video you do. You say, hey, listen, if you know anyone else that needs help in this area or that is interested in these things, please share this community with them. So we are always telling people, please share the community. Please share the community. It's going to become the number one way that you get new customers. But here's the way that it really happens. You don't even have to ask people, because when you are really serving them and meeting their needs, they are naturally going to tell other people. And so why would you want to limit yourself and your ability to grow your business? And so you absolutely must make it available to other people. So, okay. So Kimberly, she says, do you have a training that is for people who don't make $1,000? So Kimberly, we do actually, and we'll be sharing it with you on Thursday. And so here's what I'll tell you. If you're, and I probably should have said this, so thank you for asking this question. If you're not making $1,000, I don't want you to think that what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days isn't valuable to your business, because it 100% is. What we're going to teach for content, just so you know, the content strategy for the group is in almost every way same as your personal profile. Now, there are some things we do differently in a group, but the 4 types of content you should create in a group, you should also be doing them in your public social media. And the outreach is 100% still relevant, because you need to know how to be able to message people in an authentic way. So I don't want you to think that the next couple of days are not going to be for you. But on Thursday, we're going to share a program with you called Love, Serve, Grow, just so you know, that I think could be perfect for any of you that are not yet at $1,000, and even those of you beyond it, but we will have something that you can take advantage of. So, let's see here. I'll take a couple more questions. Okay, so Jessica has a good question here, and apparently a lot of you have this question. Should I start a new group? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You never start over. You never start over. You got an old group? Great. Time to revive the group. You never start over. Why would you start over? There are people in the group. Now, a lot of them may not have an interest in the new direction, but that's okay. We're going to give them the ability to decide. And so we take the existing asset we have, that we have created some, we've done something, and we just leverage that. So instead of starting at 0, we're at least starting somewhere else. So you never start a completely different group. Celine, the implementation sessions will be recorded, and you will have lifetime access to all of the sessions. So all 3 training, all of the implementations, all that stuff will be included as part of the deep dive ticket. So the answer is yes. So, okay. Lisa says, if you have a welcome video, do you still do the welcome post? Yes, you do, Lisa, because your welcome video is really setting the tone for the group. The welcome post is you essentially just kind of welcoming publicly all of the new members of your group and giving other people a chance to also do the same. So it serves a slightly different purpose. In our group, when we do the welcome post, we have our other members that are chiming in and saying, hey, welcome to the group. So great to have you here. Like, how nice would that be to not only be welcomed by the admin, but also have other members welcome you into this community? Kind of sets the tone. Little things we do make a really, really big difference. Yeah, so Jennifer has her group set up as public with restrictions. That's also fine, Jennifer. For me personally, I have found that having it set up as private, it's just created less administration and things for us to do. And I personally like, it's like, it just creates like a little exclusivity. Like there is an air of like, if I've got to request to join, and it just, scarcity creates value. I mean, that is absolutely proven. But if yours is public and it's working for you, and Facebook provides lots of automations to prevent spam and stuff like that, you can approve posts before they go into the group. You could also just as easily do it that way, but private is the way that we run our group. So Anika says, what if you have multiple leaders that are running the group? Who does the welcome message? Well, what you could do is you could rotate it. And so you could kind of like, this week is my week, the next week is your week. For the welcome video, what I would do is I would just pick one of you to do the welcome video, and you introduce the idea that there are several of us that kind of run this community, and you're going to probably see some of their names and faces over time, and you'll know that because they have a little admin badge next to them, and so you can easily navigate it that way. So I think I just addressed the larger group is how. So here's what you want to do with a large group, okay? Is that we want to delegate the process. Now, what I generally teach is this, it is the individual reps, like the consultant that referred someone to the group. What I would do is I would train this as part of our actual core team training. Here's how you leverage the group. Here's how you invite someone. Here's what happens after they join. You tag them in the welcome message, and then you do outreach, and here's the script. So to ease the burden on me, I'm going to actually teach this as a system for growing our business, that we train our team so that they can all be a part of the group running effectively and efficiently. So Deb, the welcome video is no longer than 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. That's kind of like the sweet spot for something like that. All right, so I'm going to answer this one question just because I'm short on time and we got to go here. Well, I'll answer two questions. Number one, if I have an old VIP group and I've changed companies, what should I do? I know this is something that many of you are going through right now. So here's what I recommend. If the new company's products are aligned with the old company's products, there's a couple of decisions you have to make. Number one, if it's a clean break for you and it's just your group. So it's just your group. Now, if it's a group that you made available to other people on your team that are still in that company, I think the thing to do with integrity, if you're going to break ties, is you can transfer ownership of a group to someone, okay? Because I want to have integrity. I don't want to, try to poach other people's customers. But if it was my group, I was the only one that was running it, and I'm going to a different company and I'm breaking ties, if I'm doing that, I probably believe there's a reason why. What I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to let the people know in that group that we are slightly changing the direction. But here's the thing. If you're doing it the way that I teach, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. If all you're doing is selling and promoting just a product, then it might feel a little weird to say, now all of a sudden we're going to promote. But if it's a bigger mission and there's a bigger purpose and you're just recommending products tied to that thing, like it's not that big of a deal. But what I would do, knowing that you're probably not doing that, is I would make an announcement. I would do a video and I would make an announcement and I would just say, look, here's what's happened. I'm in this company and here are the reasons why. And I understand that you're a member of this group because of companies A's products. And listen, if you still want to continue to use those products, amazing. But here's the thing. We've got a new direction of the group. And this is not going to just be a place for me to try to sell to you anymore. I want to serve you. And so even if you still want to buy the other company's products, even though I don't make money off of it anymore, it's not going to stop me wanting to help you. So we still want you to be a part of this community. Like, how freaking cool would that be? All right. And then, but if those of you that are interested, right, and you want to learn about what we're doing, I'm going to be sharing some information with you, but we're going to be doing so much more. That's what I would do. Just own it and just be really open and honest with people. The last question I'll ask is from Christine. Should I open my group to my downline? So Christine, I am a big proponent of doing that. And so here's the reason why. all the people that might be on this workshop that maybe heard me say less than 1K, don't do it. You've got lots of people on that team. And I don't want every one of them individually focusing on running their own groups. If I can run a group that creates an amazing experience and I can shoulder the bulk of that load, but then here's the thing, you get a greater ROI because it's not just you promoting it, you can let other people promote it. Now, yes, it does change the dynamics of how you sell, but not as much as you think if you just tweak the strategy in terms of the way that you use the group. So I am a proponent of doing that. So, well, listen, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me on Instagram. We still got 75 people here, 90 minutes in. So thank you for hanging out. And look, if you want to register, comment workshop. So if you're on Instagram, we stream session 1, session number 2 and 3 are happening in our Facebook group. You have to register to get access. So just comment workshop and we'll send you the link. And if you're in the Facebook group and you want to attend our implementation session tonight so you can get clear on your mission and you want all of the other bonuses, just comment VIP and we'll send you the link to upgrade your ticket to our deep dive experience. So thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. Like I said, if you thought today was good, wait till tomorrow. We're going to be talking content and we're going to be digging into a new strategy for your group. So have a great day. Take care.